from Senator Shoebridge. Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for being here again tonight. My questions are to do with the National Anti-Corruption Commission. The National Anti-Corruption Commission will commence operations on the 1st of July 2023. Can the Commission investigate alleged corruption that occurred sometime prior to the commencement of the Commission? There was some controversy about that and about retrospectivity, but I'd like some detail.
I'll hand that over to the department.
Senator Simon Newnham, Deputy Secretary, Integrity International Group. Could you just repeat your question for me, please?
Sure. The National Anti-Corruption Commission will commence operations from the 1st of July. Can the Commission investigate alleged corruption that occurred sometime prior to the commencement of the Commission?
Yes, it can.
Thank you. That was very clear. Are there limits as to how far back the alleged corrupt activity may be investigated?
Senator, there are no formal limits. There has been reference, obviously, to the fact that the Commission would have to have regard to the length of time that's elapsed, the nature of the conduct that is being suggested, the extent to which materials are still available. So taking into account a range of circumstances on a case-by-case basis, but no formal limits that I'm aware of, Senator. No.
Thank you. Again, another clear one. Are there plans to include the judiciary as an entity that may be investigated for alleged corrupt conduct?
Senator, I may be able to assist with that. No, it is not intended that the judiciary would fall within the jurisdiction of the National Anti-Corruption Commission, but the Attorney-General has directed the department to prepare work on a National Judicial Commission, so that will be established as a separate entity to have jurisdiction over federal judiciary.
Well, Minister, thank you for that. Minister, I must say that I compliment the government for doing that, because I mentioned it to the Attorney-General staff some time ago, and they said that they would definitely consider it. It looks like they are, so thank you for that. I think it's extremely important. Under the existing legislation, the National Anti-Corruption Commission is designed to cover federal agencies, politicians and public officials under a broad definition. Would those working under the voice, should it become a reality, be included under the Commission's current jurisdiction or imminently jurisdiction?
Senator, in answering that, obviously at the moment the issue of the voice is subject to the referendum process, and the outcome of the referendum. Then there will be consideration of the development of the model. The current design principles that have been set out in relation to the voice envisage a range of governance and accountability mechanisms that would be developed, but the final form of that will be subject to the voice legislation being developed and passed by the Parliament following the outcome of the referendum.
Okay, so this is not a criticism of yourself, but that's yet another area where we don't have the detail. So, yeah, okay, I understand that. So it depends on the referendum and yes, also on the subsequent legislation.
Parliament.
Yeah. Yep. The former New South Wales Court of Appeal Judge, Mr Anthony Wheely, has publicly raised his concerns on this issue, so if you note that. We're concerned about the voice because of its predecessor, ACLEI. It had a terrible reputation for...
Senator Roberts, is this a question that relates to ACLEI? That's what we're...
yeah, okay.
What the agency we're referring to today. We did deal with some similar questions yesterday in Attorney General's.
Okay, I've just got two quick questions left, Chair. I know you just said there's uncertainty would depend on the legislation. The chances of corrupt conduct occurring become statistically higher because the voice will have hundreds, if not thousands, of people across Australia. Would the Commission be able to scope out corruption in this area?
Senator, I would make the point that the voice is intended as a mechanism for advising the Parliament. It will not have responsibility for programs. It will not have decision-making over funding. So it is a mechanism for providing representation and information to the Parliament. It is not intended that it would itself manage any programs or make any funding decisions.
Okay, so it would be difficult to say then until the voice is settled and the participants, till the voice is defined, if it passes, and the participants are defined on how the NAC will operate in regard to it.
I think that is accurate, but I think I would draw a very strong distinction between bodies in the past, such as ACLEI, and what the design principles for the voice are currently proposing, which is an advisory body, not a body that itself would manage programs or funding.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks very much, Senator Roberts. Now,